Welcome and thanks for joining us for this episode of Scope. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary held a special memorial service on Thursday, September the 29th, to remember those who have died in the line of duty over the last 12 months. This year, the Constabulary remember First Constable Neil Maino from Central Province, attached to the Special Services Division. He was the close protection officer to the Deputy Prime Minister, late Sam Basil, both of whom died in a tragic car accident along Bulolo Highway in the Morobe Province on May the 11th, 2022.
September 29th is the day set aside each year to honor and remember policemen and policewomen who have died in the line of duty throughout Papua New Guinea, the Pacific, Australia and New Zealand. It is also an opportunity to remember police officers who have lost their lives over the last 12 months through illness or other circumstances. For the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, the memorial service was held at the School of Excellence in Bomana in the National Capital District. This year, the Constabulary remember First Constable Neil Maino, batch number 13713, from Central Province, attached to the Special Services Division. He was the close protection officer to the Deputy Prime Minister, late Sam Basil, both of whom died in a tragic car accident along the Bulolo Highway in Morobe Province on May 11, 2022. The Constabulary also paid tribute to late Senior Constable Tony Mark, killed while on duty in Wewak. Commissioner David Manning said it was the responsibility of the force to stand by the families and the loved ones they have left behind.
Policing is a demanding profession. It is our responsibility to remember the fallen from PNG and our sister forces around the Pacific, and to stand by the families and the loved ones they have left behind. This day offers an important opportunity for us, the living, to remember those departed and to reflect upon our roles as police officers. We are reminded also of the common purpose we share and the shared responsibilities we bear. Those who have departed have left behind wives, husbands, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, colleagues and friends. The National Police Remembrance Day is a tradition we must maintain, to remember members who have died in the line of duty and paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamalili Jr., on behalf of the government, also paid tribute to the fallen servicemen.
This morning, we pay tribute, and on behalf of our government, our Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape, Acting Prime Minister, Honorable John Rosso, the people below Yumi, long Papua New Guinea. Me give him big look save. Now today, you can stop easy. Now honor him, all man la Mary, we only save him. This la great country blue.
The police commissioner also took the opportunity, urging members of the constabulary to ensure that their families are secure should they die whilst on duty.
Members must not take this lightly. Whilst we do not know the future, we know that we will exit from the constabulary upon retirement. We also know that death is unavoidable. So to secure our families' future welfare, we must take measures now to cater for them. I'm encouraging all members of the constabulary to formalise their marriages, either customary or through the churches, if they have not done that already. The police department recognises one wife or husband, and this will have to be captured on our strength and each member's service record.
This also includes beneficiaries of super funds.
I encourage members to also draw up wills. Whilst this is not our custom, it is a necessity. And we must do this now going forward to provide some sense of security for our spouses and dependents. Many spouses, especially wives and children, are being unfairly disadvantaged and made to suffer because of our failure, that is us members, to put our house in order.
When we come back, Digicel PNG celebrate long-serving staff. This year marked Digicel PNG's 15th anniversary of operation in Papua New Guinea since its launch on 20th July 2007. The anniversary celebration was followed by a commemoration of the country's 47 years of independence and an acknowledgement of Digicel PNG's long-serving staff, with excitement bubbling over from events filled with staff engagement activities, anniversary celebrations, and more. Came with an address from CEO Colin Stone, thanking all staff for their commitment and dedication in making Digicel the biggest mobile and digital operator in the region, with the widest coverage and best value products and services within the PNG market.
Over the past 15 years that Digicel PNG has been in existence, the years have been filled with sentiment and productive development, and the business has many success stories in its years of mobile, ICT, media entertainment, mobile financial services, and foundation. During Digicel PNG's 15th anniversary, CEO Colin Stone acknowledged long-serving staff who have been with the business since its inception back in 2007. This was where it all started, with just the construction of the head office, to the rollout of infrastructure across PNG, to the engagement of staff, and ultimately the official public launch of Digicel PNG on 20th July 2007. There are almost 40 long-serving staff so far who have committed their time and energy to delivering the goals of the company. CEO Stone commended the staff for being the backbone of the company and thanked them for helping to keep the business afloat with their professional skill sets. The company held a small but significant ceremony for the Port Moresby-based staff in acknowledgement of their service. The staff that have reached milestones in their tenure at Digicel from 5, 10 and 15 years are awarded with a bonus aside from the certificate to appreciate them.
We've got 5 years, 10 years and 15 years, and you folks are the backbone of Digicel. You're the team, right? Maybe you don't win, CEO Team of the Quarter award or anything like that, but what you folks do day in, day out, and have done for some of you 15 years, is support all those other people. And what's really interesting in businesses and things like that is, and I've been lucky enough to work for Digicel for 8 years now, and I'm absolutely honoured to be here in Papua New Guinea for, as at next week, 4 years. What's really interesting is that when new people come in, and you would have seen so many different faces through Digicel, I think some of you may have seen something like 8 CEOs standing up here giving this very similar speech.
CEO Colin Stone is also a long-serving recipient, clocking in over 8 years of service with Digicel. He said of the staff that have come through the business and eventually ventured out into other organizations, they are a product of world-class professionals.
But you know, there's always things that people miss in training and things like that. And the help that you folks have given all of those people, I mean, those that have been here 15 years have probably, we've got about 1,000 staff. Those that have been here 15 years have probably seen 5,000 people, 4,000 or 5,000 people come through this business, right? Can you imagine how much knowledge you've passed on to those people? Now, they might be off working for banks now, etc., etc. And I was actually talking to the CEO of the bank. He said to me, "Hey, Colin, I'm sorry, I keep stealing your finance people." I said, "Why do you pick on me? Right? Why don't you go pick on another bank or something like that?" And he says, "Because the people that come out of Digicel are absolutely excellent, world class, and you are a factor of you are a show of those world class people, right?"
Each staff received a certificate for their years of service to the company. A few shared their experience of working with the company. Lindsay Uewa started out in the newsroom when she came to Digicel. After 5 years, she is a producer with the news and production unit.
I started out as a news editor, and then I wanted to move into production, so I was given the opportunity to become a promo producer. And then after that, the opportunity became available to become one of the producers to produce programs on TVWAN. And so that was given to me, which I really appreciate, because I had to it caused me to use the skills which I had gained before I came to. The thing that has stood out for me about Digicel is the structure, how every different working parts know what their role is, and they do that, and they don't interfere with the others. That's what actually makes Digicel very successful, in my opinion, and I've seen it for myself after 5 years.
Jackson Tuat is with the security department and has been with the company for 10 years. He values greatly his time with the company, saying the experience is what he's most grateful for.
Working with the company has taught me a lot. Working with the international staff has been one of my most great experiences with Digicel.
Rachel Maniana served 15 years, and in her time of service, she has seen the company grow increasingly with more options available for customer satisfaction.
Services has increased to so many different things. A lot of people have different options these days compared to when we first started. And I hear a lot of good things from customers and my family as well, from what Digicel has brought to PNG. So I think from that, I'm really thankful for that opportunity to be working with Digicel and giving that service to our people. Yeah.
In the technical department is Leslie Atayambo, who humbly spoke of how Digicel has afforded him opportunities that have served him well in his professional career, that has also in turn allowed him to contribute to his country. He is now currently working in the network transmission team.
I'm very humbled to be with the company this long. I didn't think I was going to be working where I am right now. So I've learned a lot along the years. I've always wanted to contribute something back into my country. Yeah. For me, having had that opportunity to do that, seeing network, being launched in different parts of the country, various provinces. There were some places where they didn't have any coverage, and one of those was the CPIC area back in 2009. I was a young engineer during that time. I just got promoted and I was sent up to ECPIC, and then I helped to launch MAPRIC and DRECIC. For me, that was like a big achievement, and I felt very privileged.
The patron of Digicel Foundation and chairman of Digicel Group, Dennis O'Brien, believes that where Digicel as a business grows, its communities too must grow. The establishment of the Digicel Foundation in Papua New Guinea in 2008 is a testament to this. To date, the foundation have invested 85 million kina into 466 projects around the country, in a quest to ensure that they are creating a world where no one is left behind. In recognition of the fact that many of the staff of Digicel PNG are actively involved in volunteer initiatives in their communities, the foundation established the Live, Love, Learn program. Patricia Kasman is a Digicel Foundation staff grant recipient who was successfully selected for a grant of 5,000 kina to assist the people in her community.
It's been an opportunity to work with the company. So far, in the past 2 years ago, I became a recipient of Digicel Foundation, and I gave back to my community. And that's one thing good about Digicel, that they don't only think about themselves and making money for the company, but they also give back to the staff, and we think of our community as well. Grant, and the project that I worked on was supplying medical equipment to Agevarua Health Center in the Central Province. And it was a great opportunity that I took with the company, and I look forward to working more years with Digicel again.
2022 has indeed been quite an extraordinary year so far for the Big Red House. And what better way also to appreciate and celebrate its people other than through deserving accolades of the day. The team Digicel PNG POM celebrated its staff and country with a bang during the 47th independence anniversary of Papua New Guinea.
Happy Independence, PNG! Everybody, please give a round of applause for the cake cutting. Thank you so much.
The staff were treated to entertainment from singing to traditional performances, and though work continued as normal, they showed up on the day adorned in traditional bilas and selected group colors. From celebrating anniversaries and achievements of long-serving staff to recognizing the mantra of leaving no one behind, Digicel PNG Limited remains steadfast in making its customers, its people and communities and business partners a priority in always being better together.
After the break, PNG teams jet off for Rugby League World Cup. Papua New Guinea's Rugby League World Cup teams have jetted off to the United Kingdom for the 2022 Rugby League World Cup. Overseas players joined their counterparts in the country at least a week ago to gel and have a few training runs. The Kumuls were able to fit in some time to mix and mingle with fans while in Port Moresby. Now they are in the RLWC host country ahead of their first fixture against Tonga this Wednesday, 19th of October.
This year's Rugby League World Cup is shaping up as the most competitive in history, with high-profile players littered across the competing nations. After an impressive win over Fiji Bati in the Pacific Test, and with the Prime Minister's 13 all wrapped up, the dust has now settled, and the Papua New Guinea Kumuls are looking forward to their first fixture against Tonga. Head coach Stanley Tapend had the squad mobilized in Port Moresby. He spoke on the importance of the camp and the need for the team to be seen off by the country before the players make their World Cup campaign. For some of the players, it was a long-awaited homecoming. The Kumuls were able to mix and mingle with the community before they flew off to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it was important for the team to spend this week here in PNG. We could have chosen to assemble in Brisbane or Sydney, but we felt as a coaching group and as management that it is important for them to come here and get a feel, get connected to the Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea as a whole. Port Moresby is only a small part of PNG, but we've got diverse, or nearly everyone, a small part of PNG live in Port Moresby. So for some players like Jacob Alec, Xavier Coates, he hasn't been back here since he was 7. It is vital for us to get that part right, and for the country to send us off before we go to England.
Coach Tepend also recognized the contribution of sponsors PNG LNG, Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, National Gaming Control Board and Digicel. The PNG Tourism Promotion Authority was the latest to come on board with a sponsorship of $250,000 kina. CEO Eric Mossman said this was an important strategic partnership between PNG TPA and the PNG Rugby Football League. TPA believes it will go a long way in promoting PNG in the tourism and culture space.
And so we saw that as an opportunity for us to come in and partner Papua New Guinea Rugby League to sponsor this dinner event, and also a small contribution of 250,000. And we believe through this partnership we can also work with Papua New Guinea Rugby League to promote our culture on the world stage. And if given the opportunity, people will learn about our Kumuls, because we are a bright Kumul country, and also see the diverse culture that we have and the beautiful country that we have.
The Kumuls have an extraordinary mix of talented young up-and-coming players blended into an experienced squad with a total of 70 test appearances between them. The Kumuls will come into the World Cup confident that they have some of the most informed players to date. The Kumuls World Cup squad has NRL's premier finisher Alex Johnson, who this year has been awarded the Ken Irvin Medal for the 3rd year in a row. Johnson knows how to score tries and is sitting equal 5th on the NRL's all-time try scorers list. He will be a critical player in the Kumul squad. Justin Olam's 6th season with the Melbourne Storm produced yet another solid run for the Delium Centre of the Year. Known for his almost untamable ability to break through any defence, Olam will happily wear a target on his back as opposing teams attempt to nullify his impact. Kumuls will play from the back of the ruck with the Bedford Championship Player of the Year Edwin Ipape. To lift the squad's energy and to push effort areas beyond expectations, Kumuls named Queensland Cup Team of the Year 2nd row Nixon Putt. PNG will look for consistency in a longer campaign, knowing they can rely on Rhys Martin.
Well, obviously with Rhys Martin being the incumbent, with David Mead's unavailability, would be the obvious choice to lead the team. He's done well in the past. Most of these guys they've played before. I think an important word you use there is the spine. Alex Johnson, Kyle and Xavier, and Edwin's been in top form, so they naturally will lead the team on game days. But we look at guys like Rhys, obviously, Justin's, one of the best centres in the country, in the world, so they'll lead, and naturally they should inspire with how they perform. And
it was all eyes on Edene Gebi after an impressive but short stint at fullback, who proved too damaging not to be included in the final 24. Jimmy Ngutlik is an exciting young player who, when given his moment, punished an ignorant Australian defensive line who left him unmarked. Sylvester Namo, another young gun, comes in as the humble workhorse after some solid effort, and Wesa Tenza comes into the side after Wartovo Puara Jr. was ruled out after breaking his arm during the PM's 13 match. PNG had a number of choices for this role, but the handover from Wartovo to Wesa is seamless. He brings the same playing style and form of a classical hooker and will be looking to do his countrymen proud in what will be his debut campaign for the Kumuls. Kevin Appo, Seb John and Roderick Tai are all inclusions from the PM's 13 who did enough to solidify their case. PNG Kumuls are pooled in Group D with Tonga, Cook Islands and Wales.
We'll probably have a pose session with one of the local clubs over there. We've got some past players that are connected to teams over there that have put their hand up to help us, assist us while we're there. No official lead-up match, but look, the guys have had a long season.
The team departed PNG on Thursday, 6th October and landed in the United Kingdom on the 7th. They play their first match on the 19th against Tonga. Coach Teppan remains confident around team bonding and only having a short turnaround time before game day.
And that ends Scope this evening. A kind reminder to apply the simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.